mercy. Yeah, when you hear music like that, you want to go like, that's not even, I'm not even dancing to the same beat as the music. I just make you make you want to like throw a tomato at somebody or something. I can't figure it out. This week, I'm taking y'all to some of my favorite spots here in my home, away from home, New York City. When I first moved here, I was 18 years old and I was looking for a place to play. And the people at Chez Josephine gave me a shot. Now, Chez Josephine is a very special place to me because it was like almost like a combination of a club in New Orleans and a French bistro. And I peeked in the window and I saw there was a piano in there. And I went in and I asked the fellow who worked there, I said, "You need a piano player?" He said, "I don't know, depends on how well you play." And it turns out his name was Jean-Claude Baker, and he was one of the children that Josephine Baker, the legendary performer, adopted from France. We became very good friends. He gave me a huge shot in New York, and I'd play there 2 or 3 nights a week. Take a look at this. Chez Josephine, 42nd Street, West Side, New York City. The year was 1986. I was 18 years old. This was one of the few places that not only had a piano, but had an owner that was kind enough to let me audition and play. The owner of this place, Jean-Claude Baker, was one of the kindest and most generous people I ever met in New York. He fed me. I'll show you where I was sitting. Sometimes there wouldn't be anybody in this room, and he would always get me a bowl of pasta bolognese, and I would sit down here, and every once in a while he would come and join me and ask me, you know, how's it going and how's your career going? This is the place where my manager first heard me play live, and I'll never forget sort of looking up and wondering what she was thinking of this skinny piano player, singer from New Orleans. Thank goodness she liked me. Now, Chez Josephine was a place I had never heard of before. Jean-Claude Baker was trying to establish himself as this restaurateur in New York. I was trying to establish myself as a musician, so it was a perfect opportunity for me. And he said, "You're very good. I think you can come play here." I would come here a couple of times a week, and I would play from like maybe 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock or midnight. It was an amazing training ground, and many times Jean-Claude would come over to me. He would say, "Quiet, quiet, you're disturbing the customer, quiet." I used to love to try to get the patrons to turn and look at me. He didn't want that. He wanted me to play background music, but I wanted to get the attention of the customer, so we had this kind of ongoing battle. So Brian, what is your connection to Chez Josephine?
I heard about this crazy guy who was going to open a restaurant in this stretch of 42nd Street. And my God, he did. And he walked in, it was pretty much the way it looks now. But how are you going to get people down here for dinner? He started drawing musicians and actors and all from Broadway theater, and it got this buzz.
People loved to be around this guy. He knew how to throw a party, and this was really a hot spot back then. He always made me feel like I was the only person he cared about. And I'm sure he did that with every single person. I guess this painting represents the people that were sort of involved with Chez Josephine in one way or another. Billy Joel. Oh, and there's Duke Ellington. And there's me singing to somebody with the blue jacket. And there's Jean-Claude. That is a perfect depiction of him. He had this mischievous, boyish look about him. And boy, he was a lot of fun.